Let's keep moving along as we enter hour two. Shit, I lost track of what the next topic was, so someone
It's
should.
JoJo's.
Oh God, JoJo's Part 6 came out. Let's do a talk about that.
Fun.
And you know what? We can't skimp out of this because this is the namesake of the entire podcast, is JoJo's.
Jojo, 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 Jojo. That is the theme song to Jojo, where they just yell Joe for like 20 minutes.
And now we play that at the beginning of every podcast.
Yep.
Lovely. Hey, Part 6 anime is really good so far.
Can't believe it exists.
That's where we should start.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix production and it's releasing in batches. That's kind of weird.
And I have had almost zero disappointments.
Yeah.
Except there's a few scenes we don't get, but that happens with every part.
So I'm one episode ahead of you, Bradley. You can come over and watch it if you want. I will rewatch that. I watched it in the sub version, so I can watch it dub with you if you want.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing. I've been swapping between dub and sub. Both are good. If I had to make any distinctions, I like Jolene better subbed. Despite it's really cool that Kira Buckland got the role.
That's accurate.
But I like the side characters a lot in the dub as well. So that's something.
Yeah.
I watched the
Sub
whole thing.
superiority.
What did you watch, Tyler?
I watched sub.
And
I watched the whole thing dubbed because I put it onto the side while I was working, so I could go back and forth. I was pleasantly happy with how the dub was. I also thought no one's gonna watch it dubbed other than me, so I might as well do it to give some sort of feedback.
I want to hear both.
I really enjoy it. The anime is uncensored completely, both in visuals and words.
Completely is maybe not accurate because they censored out a Jolene homophobic line where she's playing catch with Foo Fighters. But I think aside from that,
it's uncensored
violence
in a way
wise.
that's not right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good censorship, perhaps.
Yeah. But I've been really enjoying it. This opens up the avenue of we might get a Where the Fuck is Mickey or something close to it.
Where the fuck is Bugs Bunny? Because they even brought up Bugs Bunny. Oh, yeah. Tyler, you'll see. You'll see Bugs Bunny.
You brought up Bugs Bunny, and I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Bugs Bunny will be a part of a fight, so just keep that in mind.
Is Bugs Bunny a stand?
Yes.
It will be summoned by a stand, yes.
Yes. And snails. Don't forget snails.
Oh my fucking god. Here's the thing. So they're changing things, sometimes for the good, sometimes for the better. We've noticed, I don't think the scene where Jolene makes that girl pee plays out that way in the manga.
No,
But it makes more sense now. And Bradley has some choice words about that scene in general.
But you know what? I get it. No, I think it's fine now. It's
but it's changed. That's not what we grew up with.
That's the thing. It totally changed. I don't know.
But what's really changed, I think. So because you guys didn't read, so it's kind of weird. You guys didn't read Part 3, but the Part 3 anime has more than the manga. You guys didn't read Part 4, but the Part 4 anime has less than the manga. You guys did read Part 5, but Part 5 scans were so bad back then where the anime is better by default. So when we finally get to Part 6 where you have read it, you get to finally run into what I ran with in Part 4 and 2, where there's less than the manga, and it hurts in some ways with the world building and the characters. Tyler is completely virgin to this, so he's just going to get the unfiltered anime experience. He's still going to enjoy it to a certain degree.
Manga readers hate this one trick. It's called being oblivious.
Manga readers hate the fact that at the end of the Marilyn Manson fight, which is one of my favorite fights in Part 6, they kind of changed the ending to not make sense. And I don't know why. They
in what way?
Have to do that.
What happened in the manga? I can't remember.
In the manga,
are you talking about how they changed the rules up just when they realized what the rules are, and the stand should have known the rules the whole time?
Tyler's kind of right in some ways. It gets really weird in the anime where when Jolene when Foo Fighters throws the ball at Jolene as the elevator's going up, Jolene has to unravel the ball to catch it.
Yeah.
In the anime, Jolene catches the ball, and then a guard stops the throw, and then walks away with it. And
You're
Jolene
right,
has to grab the ball and unravel it, which doesn't make sense. You don't have to unravel it if you're not doing the elevator sequence anymore. And then she does the 1,000 throws.
My understanding was she unraveled the entire ball to fit through the elevator bars.
Yeah.
That's what happens in the manga. In the anime, she just catches the ball, and then the guard catches the catch and walks away with it. What happens
he puts it in
is
his back pocket, and she has her threads around it.
So it doesn't make sense. And Bradley, now that I'm explaining it, you can double check it when you watch it for the first time. Yeah. In the anime, she catches the ball normally, and then she goes for another throw. The guard catches it. He walks away. In the manga, she unravels it to catch it. She grabs it. She's about to do the next throw. The guard grabs it out of her hand and walks away. It's really weird and different, but they bring in these rules about how Marilyn Manson focuses on your guilt, but it just kind of didn't work in the anime. It's minor, but they changed it for no reason. I think that's the point what I'm getting to, is like they're kind of changing some stuff for no reason. It's not as bad as in part 4 they removed the entire finale of the Superfly fight, and you guys would just never know how that fight ends, and that really upsets me. Because it ends really cool. Because Josuke has to like...
Superfly is just an electric tower. That's all I'll ever know.
Yeah, but it ends with Josuke having to punch the tower, so the tower punches him back and launches him upwards. It's really cool. And then there's some stuff with blood. Anyways.
I'm... Like, after watching it...
Are you liking part 6 so far?
Like is a word.
Tyler, this is really a bad guy.
I've watched all of JoJo's, okay? I do not get how you enjoy this manga show so much and shit on other things so much.
I can 100% explain that, okay? Because I was having this conversation with Bradley as we were watching it. Araki's a fucking moron. And I finished part 8, so I really know he's a moron, okay? Yeah. But he's also brilliant. No one thinks like he does, Tyler. Like, when you're watching the beginning of part 6, as like underbaked as some plot elements are, it's just so unique. Like, you go to your hundreds of isekais, you go to your One Pieces and your Narutos, whatever. You're having a fight where like Jolene's hanging off a pipe because there's a weird satellite floating around trying to shoot her. Like, no one uses the environment. No one does weird encounters the way Araki does, and I think that goes a long way.
You're not wrong, and I get that the main attraction is the fights. It's all about how unique the fights are and how weird the stand powers are.
And the characters aren't your traditional heroes. I think that's a big thing, too.
Let me keep going.
Yes.
This show is like the antithesis of Willer's entire, like, purpose of enjoying content, which is character development, which this show has absolutely zero of.
That's so wrong.
Hey, that's fucking cap, because character development starts happening especially in part 6. You haven't gotten to the Ultra Security Ward, bitch. You don't know what happens in the Ultra Security Ward.
What is the character development? Okay. In part 6, y'all both said there's character development. What about the other 5 parts?
You know, Koichi develops and Kira develops. What do you mean who? No. Koichi's huge.
Koichi hasn't evolved. No, Koichi literally, like, okay, he gets maybe some where he turns from Mishima into like Mishima Plus. Yeah. And that's a Persona reference where it's like, this is a piece of shit character everybody hates, and to like, now he's not a piece of shit.
People don't hate Koichi. They just don't like him until he's matured. Okay. Anyways,
but he doesn't even mature. He stays the same height.
The thing with that doesn't matter. If staying the same height doesn't mean maturity, then I'm doomed. Okay. The thing is,
like, he has an evolving stand.
The thing is, in parts 3, 4, and 5, the main character is a static character, but the characters around them mature and grow, while those characters are the rocks you can go back to and rely on when things get serious.
We have literally made fun of all these side characters for being cardboard cutouts.
I haven't. I think they're really good cardboard cutouts. They're the ones that you see on the big, like...
Yes, they are cardboard cutouts. But, like...
Look, like you know what? You're not even wrong.
You're talking about character development in the sense that in the first half of the episode, they want to kill Jojo, and in the second half, they're like, oh, I want to join you now. Like, I get it, like, I'll give you that. But this show is just world building, and I get that it's fun.
Not even world building.
Yeah,
only part 4 has world
overarching concept of the JoJo's anime is about world building.
No, it's not world building. It's just adventuring.
No, not at all.
Look, man, JoJo does not have the most complex characters, but it has fun characters that are going through plot lines that you will only see in JoJo's, and I think that is the merit of JoJo's, and it goes really well.
I agree with that, but it's just like I said, this is like the antithesis of what I know Willard to be.
It's not. Okay, hold on. How is this the antithesis of me?
You were all about character development, and this is the least character development.
I'm all about standing out, and sometimes things stand out with character development, like Better Call Saul, that is all about character. Sometimes things stand out with visuals, like a Euphoria, or a Quentin Tarantino movie, or dialogue, if you want to go that route. And sometimes shows stand out and manga stand out with interesting action sequences, and I think JoJo stands out that way. Why don't you bully someone else? Bradley likes this show too,
Yeah, Bradley ain't talking about it.
Oh, dude. I really shouldn't like it as much as I do, but 6 is cool. I think Jolene really... I think she captured me a lot more than the other JoJo protagonists because, she's a girl, probably honestly around our age who just didn't have it very good, and she misses her mom, and she didn't really want any of this. And
I think she goes through a lot of character development. Like episode 1, she finds out that her boyfriend's a bag of dicks, to
be fair, so does Jotaro and Josuke in that sense. The thing with Jolene's character
a lot more than part 5. Let's just get that clear.
Well, that's clear. Yeah, of course, you have a brain cell. But the thing... we'll never stop bullying. We'll never stop bullying. The thing with part 6 is you haven't gotten to the part where Jolene starts really developing. So I can understand your problems. Hermes never develops, but she's a great side character. Foo Fighters develops a lot.
Is Ermi okay? Who's her? What's the name of the girl that she's in the room with? Who's her roommate?
Gwess.
Yeah, fuck that psychopath.
She's so fun.
She's a psycho, but she's hilarious.
She's so fun. Gwess is great. Also, Dub Gwess is a treasure. Go watch Dub Gwess if you haven't yet.
Oh man, yeah, I think she's not the only reason, but the main reason I actually decided I really want to watch the dub of this.
We flip-flopped the first two episodes, and then Bradley heard Gwess. He's like, all right, let's stay dubbed.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a fan.
Bradley, keep going while you like it, because I feel like I'm being targeted here.
Man. Part 6... It puts the bizarre in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Absolutely.
A lot of the really crazy ones obviously have not been adapted yet. We're going to have to wait till the second half of these episodes. But
people are not ready.
No, probably the last third.
No, because next part we have Sports Max, and they are not ready for Sports Max.
Yo, I wasn't ready for the raping laptop, okay?
Yeah.
What did you think about the frogs?
I thought the frogs were great. I thought that I was like, oh, it's raining frogs. That is a metaphor that is very common. That's great.
But that's not a real weather thing. Let's put down our
Yes, it is. No, that was a complete... I was like, oh, that's cool.
Rocky read it in a Snapple Facts, and then he's like...
Dude, after the guy reflected projectiles with clouds, I was like, okay, so he can do almost everything he wants to... No, literally at the introduction of his power, where he moves the water up and down like the freaking fountains at the water park on the piano. I was like, oh, so this guy can just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
Dude, you do not understand the capabilities of Weather Report. You couldn't believe.
No, he forged glass mid-fight. I was like, the frogs is what you're asking me about? I was like, oh yeah, whatever.
Dude,
I was like, no, the frogs are completely normal compared to the forging of glass.
You are not ready for the extent of Weather Report's ability.
Heavy weather is going to come down like a ton of bricks.
That's weird.
If anything else surprised me, if there are any more surprises with Weather Report, I will let you know. But by the time I got to the frogs, I was null.
Let me tell you
promise you.
Going into like Heavy Weather, it was like one of the most hyped things that Joe and Willard ever hyped me for. Like just to, like no, you don't get it. It is so weird. It is really that weird. And I was going into it like, I bet it's not going to be that weird. Dude, even with them like trying to overhype me with how bizarre that shit is, I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I will be shocked by the Snapple facts he pulls out.
No, actually, yes. I don't know. No one knows, dude.
These are Uber facts. He went to Snapple facts and Uber facts Twitter account.
It's like, give me the hidden ones in the vault.
Is the security ward the next arc where they're in the
the next arc? It's like in the next 3 arcs. I don't think the next arc's security ward. Tyler's not ready for Green Baby. Tyler's definitely not ready for fucking Rods. I don't think anyone's ready for Rods. Dragon's Dream. I hope they explain that well. That's the thing with the anime. They might explain things better, so Tyler will have a better experience than we did first time. There's a thing in Heavy Weather where they contradicted themselves literally from a bubble to the next bubble, okay? And all I'm asking for is that they just pick a fucking side. Just pick a fucking side! I'm yelling too much.
Yo-Yoma?
Yo-Yoma is trash, and if they make Yo-Yoma good, like, claps. Claps to David Production if they make Yo-Yoma a good, fun time. Because that is garbage. That is a bad arc.
So at this point, the only thing that has surprised me was the deflecting clouds. Like the super dense clouds of Weather Report. Weather Report's been the most significant so far. Everything else has been like, oh, this is normal JoJo stuff.
I mean, narratively, though, Jotaro, like, getting knocked out from the arc pretty early.
Yes,
I thought it was
no. They did have me on that. I was like, oh my god, this is like the only second JoJo death. Like, we know Joseph's dead because that guy died of old age. Like,
He's
we know
actually not. Joseph is not dead right now.
What the fuck?
That's the most bizarre thing.
Rocky confirms that Joseph is alive at the end of part 6.
That motherfucker old.
He's super old. But, you know, he's based, so.
I'm very glad that Netflix grabbed JoJo's. Because that's a lot of money and stable money that's given to David Productions. And that just makes part 7 even more likely.
But CGI horses, man.
I'm very excited for CGI horses.
Tyler, you are not ready for fucking Catch the Rainbow. Okay, it's not weird. It's just good. Like, the thing with part 7 is just good. Like, everything is great.
Fire. Except for maybe Boom Boom Family and Mrs. Robinson.
No, Mrs. Robinson's fucked. Yeah, all right. Mrs. Robinson's weird.
Mrs. Robinson wasn't sure he was going to make it.
Okay, let's put it. Are they going to fix Who Shot Dio? Because I love that arc, but when it was
Who Shot Johnny?
Who Shot Johnny? Because when you really get down to it, that does not make sense. But I love that arc.
Oh my god.
No, they won't. They won't.
Can't salvage that.
They're too faithful. They're those fuckers.
Anyways,
anywho, we'll talk about part 6, part 2, especially with Tyler once we get there, as the plot really starts unfolding.